Good evening and welcome to this evening's Monday Motivational Talk. My name is Jabu Zwane, a Mindset Development Specialist and your regular motivational guy. Now, tonight we're talking about the power of positive thinking. Precisely, we'll be learning how to build a positive mindset. I want you to think about this with me tonight. Thoughts, beliefs, actions, and outcomes. The quality of our thoughts lead to the quality of our beliefs, which leads to the quality of our actions, and crucially, the quality of our decisions. When you understand that, at the end of the day, the outcomes of our lives have everything to do with where our thoughts begins. Let's think about this in this way again. If you think about your mind as a garden, and then thoughts as seeds, and then your already pre-existing thought structure, your beliefs and attitudes and experiences, as you know in gardening, they talk about germination, the minerals that exist in the soil. I want you also to think about the actual environment within which this garden of yours, which is your mind, exists. And then lastly, I want you to think about it in this way. Your emotions as the actual water that gives life to that seed. When you understand that, then you understand how important it is that you mind where your thoughts come from. Because ultimately, if your thoughts are negative, then you will have negative beliefs about yourself, about life, about what you can and what you cannot do. And then you're going to have negative actions, whether that be a negative attitude, whether that be a negative, engaging in negative things, and then ultimately negative decisions. And as a mindset development specialist, I think about this a lot. I think about why is it that sometimes I struggle to do certain things, but then certain things I have no problem doing at all. And everything boils down to that. Now, I love to also speak about frameworks. Let's think about it this way. On this side, you've got the framework which helps you to understand how negative thoughts end up with negative actions. And on this side, the positive thoughts that end up with positive actions. When you're thinking about something negative, there are 4 actions that you normally would do. Because something negative doesn't make you feel good. It's almost like a threat to you. It's something that makes you feel that you dread life. What you want to do on this side is that most of the time, something is negative, then you want to, preferably, number 1, eliminate it. You want to get rid of it so that it's not part of your life. Number 2, you want to avoid it, right? You want to avoid those places or people, for example, that have negative attitude, that don't really contribute positively to what you're trying to achieve. Thirdly, you want to minimize. And then the last thing is that if you cannot get rid of, let's say, the person, or you cannot get rid of the environment, maybe it's a work environment, you want to learn coping ways, coping mechanisms of how to handle yourself in that particular environment. But on the other side, on the positive side, what you want to do is that you want to create more of that positive experience. That's the first thing. Secondly, you want to find it. If you can't create it, you want to go find it. And then thirdly, you want to maximize on it if it's already existing. And then lastly, you want to at least manage it. You want to maintain it, rather. You want to maintain it. Now, if you've got these 2 frameworks, the one side is the negative side, the other side is a positive side. On this side here, you are eliminating, you are avoiding, you are minimizing, you are coping. And on this side here, you are going out. You're creating, you're finding, you're maximizing, and also you're maintaining. Positive mindsets are more than just about, I'm thinking something positive today. But it's about really understanding that if I don't think correctly, then I'm going to end up with negative outcomes. The key word about powerful positive mindset is this: functionality. What does that mean? Functionality is in this way, is that if I am performing certain activities to achieve a particular outcome, do I achieve that outcome? I want to share with you a very intimate story of mine. I have a daughter. My daughter was born with a condition called cerebral palsy. Well, that basically means that there's a part at the back of her brain that is not able to send communication to the rest of her body. And sadly for her, the left side of her body is not fully functional, which ultimately means that she has to sit, she has to use a wheelchair. But I found this quite fascinating as she was growing up and then as we were taking her to different therapies and stuff. She had the presence of mind that I want to, for example, hold a cup. But because of the fact that the message wasn't going through all the way into her body, the right side would commit to the action, but the left side will take very long to get to grab that cup so that she can use both arms to drink. And then you end up what ended up happening is that she would have the full grab with the right hand, and then on the other hand is a bit loosely drinking like that. And pretty much that's how she does things. And it made me think about this concept I'm talking about, the concept of functionality, that if your actions don't lead to the outcomes that you want, then it's dysfunctional. So negative thinking, for example, if you believe that I cannot do certain things, if you're sitting with your self-doubt, with a low self-esteem, if you are cynical, if you are constantly pessimistic about life, how is that working out for you? Is it helping you to get out of your bad situation? People always say when we talk about positive thinking, but how is that going to help me? How is it going to help me to think positive about something? And I always ask this question, how is thinking negatively helping you with the outcome? Research has proven that people who've got a positive mindset tend to have good health, low inflammation in the body, they tend to be liked more by other people, they tend to also have greater success because they entertain the possibilities that normally people with a negative mindset would not. Positive mindsets are more than just about positive affirmations. People talk about, okay, let's have positive affirmations. Here's a struggle for some people. And again, I'm going to give a framework. There are certain people who tend to be more scientific in the way they think, and then there are those who tend to be more artistic. Now, a scientific person is the person that is into black and white. They look for things to be more certain. They look for things to be more measured. They're more into the laws and how this is how things are supposed to be. And where there is uncertainty and lack of clarity, then they tend to struggle. On the other side, you've got people who are a bit more artistic. And these are people who tend to be a bit more intuitive, who tend to be more authentic in the way that they approach life, but also they can operate far better in a chaotic environment than those who are more scientific. All right? Now, people who are more scientific have a hard time with these positive affirmations, especially if there is no evidence of anything positive. Now, if you are somebody who is more scientific, how do you then build a positive mindset? The way that you build a positive mindset is that, number one, you've got to have a portfolio of evidence. Take note of all the positive and great things that you have done and write them down. And then rehearse them. On the other side, you also must ensure that you don't get too caught up in trying to do something that is not very much in line with who you are. And on the other side, if you are more artistic, continue with those positive affirmations. The last thing I want to say to you is this. To build a positive mindset, mind your thoughts, where they come from, mind your beliefs, mind your actions, and most importantly, pay attention to the quality of outcomes, because every single thing starts and ends with a thought. I hope this was helpful to you tonight on how to build a positive mindset, and we'll see you again next week. Have a great day.